Well, I was going to go with the throwback sweater.
Oh.
I thought I should have given you a skinny tie. I kind of failed on both levels.
Well, the skinny tie's like the new thing now. It's back. I can bring all my skinny ties back from the trunk and put them on
The
now.
skinny tie update.
Yeah, okay.
Failing on both levels. If the Wings don't get Suter or Parise, one of the free agents, disappointment, what's the word?
Major disappointment. And I warn people that Pittsburgh's trying to do this dream team. I think they're going to get Parise. Suter, and we're hearing all these rumblings that the Red Wings are going to get him. We're not going to find out till tomorrow. That would be very disappointing. Now, a lot of people are saying, although they won't put their names to it, that part of the reason the Red Wings are having problems getting the big-name guys is that there's not a lot of love for Mike Babcock is not around the National Hockey League. People think he's a red guy. You know what I mean? He's I can't use that word, a red butt, basically, and that's a problem. But they did make some signings today. Although I don't think it's going to make anybody go buy tickets right now.
Not very loud. They'll probably lose Holmstrom. They'll probably lose Hudler. So it's kind of the Samuelson and Tutu for those two. Is that an upgrade when you look at the two of them? I think it is, but it's not the splash we were hoping for.
Samuelson for $3 million a year?
No.
I mean, he's up there in age, and he was here before. He was okay, and he didn't have the great season last year. 2 years ago, he was pretty good. Tutu I like because I think the Red Wings needed one of those guys that's a pain in the butt to play against, and he is that. He takes a lot of, he'll take penalties. He's gritty. I have no problem with that. And they did do well getting a backup goaltender. Gustafsson, fine. They needed a backup goaltender. But they need something else. You cannot go into this season, if there is a season, because there's going to be a lockout, with Samuelson, Tutu, and Gustafsson as your only big signings, plus the kid from Switzerland that none of us have ever seen. No, it doesn't look good now. But if they get Suter, that's a start.
They didn't want to lose Samuelson the last time they did, but that was a long time ago. And when he was here at the end, he was one of the guys that we would all call out and say, what's his problem? He should not be on the ice. Take him off.
I know.
And it was the weak wrist shots, and he kind of just fell apart. And we look 35 years old. How do you commit 3 years to that kind of guy?
$3 million a year to him, too. I think that's a bad signing, to be honest with you.
Well, swinging it over the Tigers, All-Star break just coming up now. And what is so baffling is that 5-5 on the road trip, the ups and downs. They look good against Texas, and then they look like they don't even belong in the same ballpark as Texas. Same deal with the Rays, but yet they're still hovering.
It's weird. They win 3 out of 4 in Tampa. Now, granted, Tampa didn't have Longoria, and Verlander is the only game they lost. So 5-5 road trip, that's okay. That's acceptable. They're 3 games out of first place. They come this week and play Twins and Royals. And Kansas City's playing okay, but basically it's the dregs of the division.
You got to have them.
The other teams are playing some really good teams right now. This time next week, they got to be within one game.
You look at that schedule, you should be there.
This is where they make their move right now. This is it, guys. Time is over.
Calling for it?
Yeah, they have to.
Austin Jackson's been phenomenal. The All-Star announcements come out today. I said last night he hit that 3-run homer. That was his ticket to the team. He gets snubbed today. You surprised?
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised. But then again, they have to have one guy from each team so that happens. There's still injuries to occur. He still might make it. But he's not their best player, but he's been their most valuable player. When he went out those 22 games, I think they were 8-14.
No, it was incredibly noticeable. He was that motor when they were starting to feel good again, and then he's out, and it was completely noticeable. You couldn't find that leadoff guy. And people tweeted today and said, oh, he's got MVP-type numbers. Not that drastic, but he definitely belongs there, and I think he could get a spot. It's good to see Prince out there. Mickey can't crack that starting lineup with the fan vote.
No, it's okay. Beltre's pretty good. As long as he's at the game, that's all that counts.
Right. Well, when you look at the Pistons and a guy that they hope can be an all-star to come, Drummond, that's the guy you said last week they were hoping to get.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to fall to them, but he did.
I didn't either.
And he's a guy that people are saying he could be Dwight Howard. He could be Andrew Bynum. But then again, he could be Darko or somebody like it's either he's going to be great or he's going to be awful. But I think it was a no-brainer pick because of the upside. I hate to use that cliche. He could be really good.
I spent 5 minutes with him just talking, and immediately, Monroe has got his head on straight. He's a good player, but this guy's even just light years ahead of him in the maturity. And he's only 18, honestly. And Dumar said that. He goes, this guy, you spend 5 minutes with him, and I did. And he goes, he's wise beyond his years. You can pick it up, but he's just 18.
Yeah.
And that's still the drawback you got to know with this guy. When you look at the lineup and the roster, how close do you think they are to competing at least just to get into the playoffs?
They'll be teetering on the playoffs. They're still not that good. Yeah. I mean, look, you got Knight, you got Monroe, and Drummond, they don't expect him to really do anything major this year. I mean, the guy shot 33% from the foul line in college.
Well, when you look at even Davis, Anthony Davis, to go against the guys, the type of big line centers, that's going to be tough for him. And this guy's the 9th pick. It's going to be even tougher for him. And that learning curve is something Frank said he's going to have to learn the hard way. So it'll be interesting to see how things pan out. But I think they're at least happy that they have that piece now in place.
They're building in the right direction. They're forming a nucleus. But in the NBA, you need a superstar to win. And they don't have one. And I don't think Monroe's a superstar. Knight, I think he's going to be very good, not a superstar. This is their chance to possibly be a superstar, have a superstar with Drummond, but it's a chance.
Your Stonehead of the Week's a good one. I kind of like it.
Yeah, you remember that Yankees-Cleveland game during the week? Well, Dwayne Wise goes to get the foul ball, leaps into the stands. He doesn't have the ball. The umpire, Mike DeMura, goes over, calls him out. He doesn't even ask to see the ball. The fan had the ball. Mike DeMura. Blind, Stonehead.
So not Wise for pulling it off, but DeMura.
Oh, very good. No, I don't know. Wise, hey, it's gamesmanship. That's okay.
All right, Mike Stone, you can listen to him weekdays 6 to 10 on 97.1 The Ticket, and, of course, every Sunday here on The Update.
Thank you, Brad.
Thank you. We'll be back.
Stoney's Stonehead of the Week is brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding, the best mortgage bankers. Call 1-800-LOW-RATE.